Well, another day working on a C-Cab project. And I took a weekend off. I've been giving this a lot of thought about how to go about doing this and come up with the dimensions, mostly so it looks nice, you know? So I decided to do is come up with a seat first. So I temporarily put this bucket in there, bucket seat, and it's 16 inches from the seat down to the floor. And if I get in it, let me show you here. If I get in it, it's pretty comfortable. The leg-wise, I got room to put my feet out. So now that I determined the seat height, the next thing is the roof height up here. I don't want the roof hanging down so low that I have to squat down and look under the roof to see the traffic lights. I notice a lot of friends of mine and a lot of T-buckets, usually they got the low slope roof in the front and they're having to squat down to look underneath them, or they put mirrors on the dash so they can look at the mirror to see the light. But like I said, I wanted this more comfortable for cruising. So I'm gonna go a little higher than you would normally go with the windshield, just so I have a better view. So what I decided to do, let me show you here. I got some of this 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch tubing, square tubing. I've had it for over 20 years. I built two of these gates like you see right here. There were two matching identical gates, and the pickets on the gates are 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch. And if you look down there on the floor, I got 80 feet of it that's been sitting here for over 20 years. So what I'm gonna do is cut this for the uprights, and we're gonna bend it to make the C-Cab part and use it as a template. And that way I can keep bending until I get it down to where I like the way it looks and everything, is gonna work. And then the plan is to go ahead this here. I got some 1-inch tubing down here is what I plan to use once I get it all done. So first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna start cutting some of these for the uprights, and we'll make the piece going across first. Well, I got the front uprights, you can see here, tacked in. I cut them, I had to do it actually 3 times. I cut them once, it was too long, then I cut it shorter, it was too short. Then you can see down here, I went ahead, added 3 inches back into it, but looks pretty good right there. I think I'm gonna leave it. I gotta bend down just a tiny bit, maybe, because the other piece that's gonna come over the top, then it's gonna stick out 12 inches past here. Then there'll be a piece of pipe across the front to make a rounded edge. And then the top rail will come back up higher and then slope back down and go back. At least that's the plan. I'm waiting for the bending machine now to bend these side pieces. Once I get the ring bender, I'll be able to bend the corner pieces and we'll have a better idea of what it's gonna look like. I'm also not sure how high I wanna come up with the doors. I'll have to come up with a height, how high the doors are gonna be, and then this post here will have to come up maybe 12, 15 inches, and then it'll curve around as part of the C shape. Well, let's get back to measuring. Well, this morning, working on the C-Cab, my friend Mike come over here to give me a hand. And what we're gonna do is bend the radiuses for the looks, the steel here for the C-Cab. So what I did is I put the car up on blocks, on jack stands, because the tires, this is the height the car is gonna sit at when it's all finished. So what we're doing now is I took a piece of 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch scrap steel that I had laying around here, and we bent this piece right here. So now that I got it bent where I like the looks of it, I'm gonna use that as a template, and we're gonna try to go ahead and bend a piece of this 1 inch here and see if I might have to heat it, but we're gonna try to bend it cold and see what happens. Well, let me get it set up and I'll see if I can film some of it. Well, I got the rollers adjusted for 1 inch square tubing, and spread it out as far as it'll go. I think it'd probably bend a little easier there. And we're gonna try bending it cold and see what happens. Here. Well, my first attempt at bending, it didn't come out too good. I think what happened was when I was tightening it, you can see right here, there's like little kinks in it. I tightened it up like a half a turn at a time. I should have probably only went like a quarter of a turn, then rolled it, and then a quarter of a turn, and then rolled it. I put it in the middle because you could see, I don't know if you could see in the video, but there's like bumps in it, like here. There's one, here's one. You know what I'm saying? Two big ones, one right here, one right here. It didn't bend smooth. If you look at the half-inch piece that was right here, the radius is perfect. It's nice and smooth. So tomorrow I'm going to go into Statesville. There's a big fabricating shop down there. I want to see if they got a ring bender, a hydraulic machine they can put it in, and how much they would charge just to bend me two pieces. And if not, I got another piece here. We'll have to come back and I'll do it again. Try it, just try it myself and take my time. I was in a little bit of a hurry with rushing, and I think that's what happened to this one here. Especially down here, you can see there's a kink in it. Well, it's getting late. Let's get back to the house and we'll get back at it tomorrow. Well, this morning I got lucky. I went down to Statesville to Macomb Steel, which is a large steel fabricating shop distributor. And I talked to the guy in the shop. He tried to help me out. And he wasn't sure if he can bend it or not. So what we did was we took a small piece of 1 inch and he tried running it through a slip roller to see if it would crush it or if it would roll it to match the radius that I needed. And it turns out that he was able to, roll it that tight. So we went and cut 2 more pieces. You can see right here. This was the piece I tried, and you can see the bend in it right here. And then down here at the bottom, there's a couple flat spots where it kinked a little bit. But here's the 2 that he went and bent for me. And what we did was we put them in the roller at the same time together. So they're matched. They were rolled at the same time. And you can see here the radius came out perfect. Looks really good. So I got lucky there. So the next thing I got to do is we're going to cut off this 1/2 tubing you see here and over here. And go ahead and cut the pieces for the 1 inch. Get it welded on, squared up, straight, welded. And then we'll go ahead and try to get this arch piece put back in. But let me get set up here where I can cut all these off. and we'll get going. Well, I got the uprights in the front on. You can see here, both sides. Now these here, I squared up with the taper for where the door is gonna go. So I got the same dimension from here to here on both sides. So the doors will be identical on both sides. But what happens up here is the piece going across is not gonna be squared up with this, because this is, I wanna keep it square here with the door so it looks better on the door. And then where the piece comes across up here, which is what I'm gonna cut next, it'll be underneath the sheet metal, and inside the roof you won't see it. So let me cut this piece that goes across next, and we'll see how that goes. Well, it took me a little while, but I think I got it. I got it all, the window opening and the roof support straightened out here. So what I did, the bed in the back, you can see here, from outside to outside is 48 inches. So where the doors here taper in, from this column to the column on the other side is 37.5. So if we take the 48 from the back minus the 37.5 where it tapers in, gives us 10.5. Well, I want the roof on top to stay the same as the bed. So if you split the 10.5, 5.25 on each side, you need a 5.25 inch overhang here for the outside to outside to get 48, right? But the piece that comes up here that curves is gonna get welded to the outside of this like that. So I had a minus, I minus for that inch. So this is 4.25 plus the 1 inch will make 5.25, and 5.25 will make 10.5. So we should be okay. The only issue I had was, you can see I had to put a strap on it. It's on the rubber mounts for the body, and the angle iron that it's welded to is not really stiff. So the whole thing was kind of flexible. So I went and put a strap on it and had to pull it this way. I got a 24-inch framing square that I put in here just to square it, because I need this squared up for the windshield. So anyway, it looks like we're good to go. Let me get the camera set up and I'll see if we could start putting some tacks on it. Well, I got it on there. We didn't weld it yet. I'm just trying to get an idea how it's going to look, and also want to make sure I got enough room when I step up to get in it, enough headroom. And once I'm sitting in it, you know, of course I need enough headroom there. See what the view is across the windshield. I'm going to adjust it a little bit more. I think I'm going to move the thing back just a little bit more. I'm not sure. But let me do some more adjusting and we'll see how things go. Well, I've been busy this morning. I got this side tacked in. Hope it shows up good in the camera. You can see here, I actually had lowered it a little lower than what I had it before. And I'm using the bucket as a temporary seat to make sure I got headroom. I could see peripheral left and right, make sure I can see underneath where the windshield's gonna be. And I think it looks pretty good there. I mean, you could literally stand here all day and move it up, move it back, move it down, and it just changes the look, you know? So it's just a matter of locking it down and finally just say, that's it. That's the way it's going to look. And that's what we did. So now I'm going to go cut the piece of steel for the other side, and I'll get it set up, and I'll see if I can get the camera mounted where I'll show you how we do the other side. Well, I've been working on this for about an hour and a half. I cut this piece first and welded it on. I left it a little bit long, so when I got this thing mocked up, I could just keep trimming it down and got it the same height as the other side. It's 16 3/4 inches from the top to the bed on both sides. So I'm good there. I got it clamped up good there. What I went ahead and did was measure from side to side, because the bed is 48 inches. So this is now clamped at 48 inches. Then I turned around and measured from here back to the bed here was 54 inches. And I measured this side from the bed back was 54 inches. So the radiuses are even, you know, the same distance to the back. And then also I got the overall height from the floor to the top is the same on both sides too. So I think we're good. So, unless I'm missing something, I got everything checked. I'll get the welder hooked up. I'll set up the camera. We'll go ahead and put some tacks on it. Once I get it all tacked together, I can go ahead and cut this excess piece off right here to look a lot better. Well, got a lot done today, one day at a time. I was kind of dreading this part because this was going to be the hardest part right here, was to get the radiuses smooth and even, you know, get everything squared up where if you look down this way, the roof is square with the sides. But it came out good. I was really happy with it. So next thing I'm going to do is probably make the top piece. This ain't going to be the roof. There'll be another one. It'll get wider as it goes back. And then it's going to taper around here like this and then flare out and go even in the back. So I don't have any steel for that. I got to go pick up probably another 20 feet of 1x1 tubing. So I think what we're going to do is end this one here. And I appreciate everybody watching. Don't forget, like, subscribe, comments, questions, suggestions, always welcome. Maybe I forget something. If you see something, you know, it's kind of hard building as you go, remembering everything. I mean, I spent probably half a day today just measuring and double checking. This was even, the height was even, the distance to the back was even. Takes quite a bit of calculating. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. And thanks again for watching.